Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Mind's Eye, and we're gonna go ahead and get started on Antarctica. This one's a little bit more like a free form, a little bit more of a like exclusive, a little bit more in depth, a little bit more like less censored, because it's really hard to talk about Antarctica. And when you think about it, they say, what's really going on up there? What is true? What is true that the public knows from like school and research? You can't go there on your own. It's only like invite. It's only researchers. It's only like a place that's like really known. Is really cold. Life is very hard and harsh. But people really do go missing. People really do get abducted there. People really do like do not come back home if you're not safe and whatsoever. But there is this like high end like research about like how everything goes apart. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look. We're gonna try to do as much as we can and get out and see what we can do. So here it is. We go. First is the Animal article. This one wanted to come right out. Right out. What do we need to know about Antarctica? Let me move my laptop forward a little bit. Here we go. There it is. All you need to know is hawk and cobra. There's something about like I'm getting like Appalachia and I'm getting the Middle East about Antarctica. Like it's relative, it's relativity, it's Einstein, the theory of relativity, it's mathematical measure of physics there about gravity, about gravity. There's something about gravity. So when I look at the tiger and I see the scorpion, it actually stings you, like the type of wind that's there, the wind force, the G force of everything on this. When you do this and you do tiger and you do firefly, you can't even sew it in. Sew it in hard. I can't even see it through. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, uh, the wind is full blown here. Oh my god. Now let's see. Like you can't go full on and full blown there, but you can do like a done. And that's all I would have to say. I would keep it right there. That literally means like your own, like it's something about your soul, and then full blown, like you can't like pop out and like do like anything that is of the gifts of mind, body, and soul. So I would say nothing about witchcraft, nothing about magic there, because they are literally going to do a done there because of elements, about physics, about chemistry. There's something about it that you just can't do it. So when you see snake and you actually see fire ant, it's a type of like positive like proton ion charge. So if you actually do white magic, is what I know as a magician, it will turn into black magic because of the chemical properties in the wind. It's like highly strict, highly restrictive. Like you can only test like maybe an hour a day. That's why they go out on a turnout. Never mind the isolation and then like the containment. Okay, so when I see frog, I actually see the rainforest. When I see dragonfly, I actually see the south. Right down like Georgia, Louisiana, and right through Florida. When I see panther, it's something about high school antics that happens there. When I see elk, it's really old, really old. It reminds me of old hunting, old type of like royalty. There's something about DNA and genetics that like you have to be like really like acclimated in your past lives to a degree. Because I'm seeing this that has to do with like water. So then all of a sudden I'm seeing like Lost City of Atlantis. So I'll have to talk about that. When I see eagle, it's something patriotic. When I see the gazelle, I'm actually seeing apricot, like Sudan area. Like there's something that's really old there that you can't go near, like the Ark of the Covenant, something like that, like prophetic, biblical. When you see this and you see the fire ants, everyone wants to go like north and near it, and you go no, 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 no. When you see this, all of a sudden it's like occulted. It's occulted. I see like a white like wheel, a cult, like a maritime frozen. I don't know why I hear Shackleton. And when I see snake again, I go, I'd have to say I'd have to hold you to it. There's something about it that you can't even see through. Because when I see the spire, it's old like witchcraft lore, old witchcraft lore, where like you can't even ground it in reality. It's like the worst type of psyop, the worst type of MK Ultra, the worst type of like illusions and like disillusions and there's an old word, alluring. Alluring means like you can't even go near it. You sit there in awe and wonder, like wow, and then all of a sudden you're in danger. So when they do that, when I see this octopus come out, it actually is like a reach and a grab. There's something about being there too long where they have to say, all right, researchers, time to get out and time to move on. Because then all of a sudden you see this golden egg and you go, they're locked in. They're locked in. They can't move. They can't come back. They're not going to be normal. It's almost like this type of, as the energy is saying it, those in outer space have been too long. There has to do with like the gravity and the G-force, and also how it all like goes out. Like I'm trying to like get it out. Like this is hard energy out of there. Hard energy out of there. You see the phoenix about golden egg. Phoenix. Can't get it out. Can't get it out. Can't get it out. There it is. When I tap on it, try to tap in. You see the golden egg and you see everything go through. You can't even do. You just can't even do. So when I see the tiger, I go, that is the energy saying, don't go any farther. Don't go any farther. Don't go any farther. So going back to it, because I know how to hold my own, I have to say, golden egg, phoenix, on a reach and a grab, bone density, like G-force and like outer space, if they get stuck, like they actually, I'm seeing like 7 to 10 minutes. It's almost like a polypharmacy. I'd actually have to be concerned staying there no more than 3 months because it's going to cause concern. I wouldn't go any farther. When I see raccoon, I go, it gets a little dirty, but raccoon can be playful too when I'm really going into more Native American. I don't know why honeybees do really well there. The crow, like someone who's like a hedge witch, like loves that. Loves that. When you see this and you see whale, I go, frequency hurts. I'd have to say there's something like about the way sound transference is there. Like you can hear it. Like I swear to God, the whale was talking to me. Magical. You see this? You see the moth? It's beautiful, like a regenerative, natural regeneration. Tarantula, there is something like about this. And you see tarantula, it's like going north and crawling on the floor. Like you can't believe you got there. It's like for them, and it's like old wisdom comes in, just sitting in it. When you see the crocodile, it's like a laughing matter. And then lastly with this, when you see fish, I have to say, like, you almost have to come back on like a probationary period. When I see shark, you go hunting. There's a type of hunting. All right. So enough with the animal spirit oracle. Let's go to this literary witches oracle. what do we need to know about Antarctica and with the literary witch's oracle? Something about N-O-ing. Here it is. It's like the wind dings you in the back of the head there. Because there's something like, almost like if you sleep too long, like it goes too much into your subconscious. And then you get a little too, too brave. He's talking about bravery. Something about roots and family about Antarctica. I see this. It's something about humanity. I'm seeing like instinct there. Hard, like hard drive, hard, cold instinct. Especially when it's like a 2 degree, a 23, a 3 degree, and like something like it really wants to. It's something about Fahrenheit only. It's something about like hunger. It's something about senses. I'm seeing like really dry sinuses, so at risk for sinus infections. When you see book, like I said, like it's this old wisdom that comes into the wind and the storms there, and it becomes like a book of revelations. I don't know why I'm seeing people almost want to keep like a journal if they're researching there on what comes out. And it becomes almost like transitions in reality. I feel like it's almost like a test from the universe up there. When I see this and I see the knife, I go, it's type of resolution. When you see this and you see identity, it's like a full knowing. Like I almost are like, how do you know me? Like I was waiting for you, and it gets creepy. But it's almost like a remembrance staying, but it's not really like the Crips and the Bloods and the Latin Kings and what they were doing. Like you have to like live alone in your own living quarters. So there is a degree of healing when you arrive there. There's something about almost like prophetic, but I feel like it's like backlog in people's minds. It's happened before, especially in 1912 around, there's Shackleton right there when he went up north. So, he talked about intellect, and then he talked about rooting and planting. And then you see this and you see like ghost. It's like what haunts you in your past. It's something of someone who is sitting, like maybe if they do hoodoo, voodoo, juju, they sit and they go, I think there's something in you that has to get out. So when you look at it and you see transformation, I see like physical changes in their face. I see like something like that. And when I see pond, it's something of like a type of growth. I see green algae. It is a type of like a bioluminescence. Something about the aurora borealis. Why is it coming and sinking right here? Something about this snowstorm from Chicago that just went through. We have rain here today in Connecticut, but it is like a no-go to it. Like don't even bother. Don't even try at all. When you see this and you go, I already know. And you go, the snail and the spider all go to it at once, but you can't do a done on it. You can't do a done on it. So when you see the body, you go, physical symptoms, I actually see like psoriasis. I see like brown age spots. I see something. So I have to say, you have to have good intent, motive, and intent going up to Antarctica. There's something that's already there that's highly protective. I see a polar bear. I see a woman. I see that they are Native American. Someone would call them like an Eskimo. I see them a brown bear. I see a wolf around them, and I see a gold token. It's an HOKE. It's a hoke. So hoke means it's already locked in. There's like a green drink from the 1800s. And then when I see it, I actually say like go full on force. There's something that's like nasty, like a green elixir. When I see this, I see vision. Like you become visionary, but it's not like how your third eye is supposed to open, your pineal gland. I definitely say Shilajit and Zeolite is very, very good, along with like um, warm milk. But ancient past lore. How did lore get up in Antarctica? Lore is what haunts you the most in your past to a criminal intent. Now, when you have something like this, the boar is toxic masculinity, which means it could be up to misogyny. It could be really hard to actually get like anything to get like too solid and in their own place and way, and they're highly devoted at it. Like you don't even have to do anything like breaking like a charm or anything of that nature, because it is like a type of grotesque humor that comes out. So that's why we have to say, it like everything is faded. You don't even have to do anything on like a type of security detail per se if you actually are adherent to the policies, procedures, and the protocols there. Okay, golden tarot. What else do we need to know? Okay, so right on this deck, there's like, I see money loss. You go in there in good favor, and when you see this, highly social dictative, nasty, 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 nasty. I see money opportunities though. I see all of a sudden like no logic. I see not really well skilled. I see everything in no nature, NOAN. I think head injuries actually do start there because they don't see well and they run with it. Happy, contentment, there is a form of like law enforcement and military and legal and judicial there. Oh, that fell out. Here it is. This one again. It's like doesn't need this energy. Doesn't even want me to go further on this deck. Hierophant in reverse. It is nasty, nasty, dictative there. Here we go. Wild Unknown Tarot. Here it is. So you see this and you see the Four of Cups in reverse. There's not like a lot of apathy on like a gift, but when I see this and I go, eyes wide shut, eyes wide shut, no crossroads, it's just straight path, straight path. Here we go. When I see this Nine of Wands, it is hypervigilant. It is like locked down. It is in an area. It is in like a compound. And you're supposed to research there and not go outside of the realm and everything about it. Like that is your safety net. Safety net. Now, this deck doesn't even want to talk much. When you see this and you see the Mother of Pentacles in reverse, you're not going to say, wow, you actually do have like physical injuries when you arrive. Okay, so when you see this and you see expansion, compassion to universal heart, There is a degree of forgiveness and leeway for a while when you arrive, but then you have to say, you've been here long enough. Time to go. What else does the universe want us to know about Antarctica right now that we're allowed to know? Like, you can't see anything coming. Like, you can't actually, like, star family. All you need to know is it star family. Is there something to this degree about ETs, about UFOs, about aliens, about Galactic Federation, about like legal judicial, about like underground patriot movement, or anything about that? So I do see energy work. You're gonna feel something. It's gonna be like obscured. There's gonna be passion around it when you're there. And when you see this planetary guardian, I think you actually do have to like go around with everyone. Because when you see this, when I see like, it's like a soft core, like your core strength is not the best there. You actually have to have like 2 or 3 people when you walk around. Here we go. Okay, White Sage Tarot. 5 of Wands and the Magician. Like I said, it's like still like pushing at this hard on magic. I would, even as a magician, as a up to now Master Stonemason Magician, I would not even do anything. I would just sit there and I'd say, okay, I'm good, because physics and everything. I wouldn't even go there. There is like a bit of like being counterintuitive. There is then like working on skills. There's more like pentacle energy, which is hard earth energy. When I say realm, I have to say they really do sit more in the 3D and in the 5D. I don't always see clear vision there, so they do have to sit for a while. Here we go. So again, the moon, there's something about a mystery that we're not supposed to know. When you see this, there's something that is like illegal. They're taking me back to like news articles that they had been researching there and they go missing. What do we need to know about the missing individuals and the injuries and the untimely deaths that had happened there? Foregoing their own means they went so counterintuitive that you can't even like finish like an investigation proper. Meaning this, like you hit a wall and it's years and you can't get anything out of it. There is something about like securement, about heritage only. Something known. Something about justice. It's ill. Like what? Like I'm doing this. No, ill. Very ill. You see this Knight of Wands again. Like it's highly guarded. 2 of Swords in reverse again, and out of the deck, I'd say you're not to see it. You're not to see what happened. People do forget that, they want details because of Freedom of Information Act. You have to say, like, there's certain things that happen to individuals in their family and in their personal lives, and some things are not meant to be known right away until it's clear. So when you see this and you see the 8 of Cups in reverse, like, just sit and, like, relax and, like, have your tea, like a cup of hot chocolate or a cup of coffee, because you can't even believe what truly happened and what can come out of that area. All right, let's look at the runes. Let's talk about like Norse gods with them. I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm also getting Pleiadians, Offworlders. All right, living. There's something about living. There's something about Hera, like They gather through. Something about gathering through. There's something about gifting, like a gift. Like it's something like they're reborn there to a degree. They go back there and they live. They're always living there every century. Lagu has to do with actually like the ice melt off the ice caps. Something about the water. It's an old word called like galu, and galu means like a mineral composition, but it's not the mineral water that they're looking for. I feel like if you're not used to the water there, that you're not going to do well at all. At all. When you see this and you go, there's a type of wheel of fortune. It's like a type of maritime law there that it had to keep that came out of like Shackleton's um, expeditions. It's really strong. So the energy is showing me the ice caps there, the icebergs. And when I see strong, I see strength. I actually say like if you touch it, it's a type of burn that's not like an ice burn. It's almost like fire touched you. And when fire touched you, you couldn't even see it through. When you couldn't even see it through, you couldn't even do it hard enough. When you see this and you go, there really was nothing. It's like all of a sudden, like people say, no, 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 no. See, when you see nidis at night, you go, Something about a warrior. It does remind me a little bit of Jon Snow and Game of Thrones there. When you see Degas, you go, Degas, day. Day. I'd have to say that it really goes and says like a type of rolling warrior. There's like there's like each area in Antarctica actually goes through it and goes they got their own like type of military like militia type of there's another word they're showing me and I'm like I can't even say it, can't even see it that well. We'll leave it right there. Righto, the travel in, they're still talking about how you travel in to Antarctica. When you see this and you see defense, absolutely. Absolutely. There's something when you see Icea, ice, and you freeze, you go, holy cow. When you see Othala, heritage, there's nothing about culture like blood cultures, about petri dishes, about, because I'm seeing the plant, I'm like, that's perfected mess of ablation. And it's not OBGYN, ablation. Like it came out of fire. It's like flint rock air. Flint rock air literally means like a type of gas per se that goes up in flames, but they're like it just blows. Like you can't even see it. Natural. So well, like they're so solid, they just sit there and they go, yeah, no, it's normal. You can drink the water, it's fine. And you go, no, are you sure? When you look at it and you see, this means wealth. Hegel and Canute, there's something about it like from the like how are they doing that with the iceberg? When you see joy, instinct, you actually have to like drink the water. Something about drinking the water. What do we need to know about the water in Antarctica? Power. When you go like ash, when you see like Pertho, hidden game, and you go faded, faded. You couldn't even do. You just couldn't even do at all. Here we go. Here we go. Faded, water, icebergs, plants that grow oddly in that climate. They're so perfect without anything else. Here we go. Light Sears Tarot. This one want to say out about Urus power. I'd have to say it's like natural power, because they're showing me in their own way the energy and mediumship. Let me know. Let's try some mediumship. What do we need to know about Antarctica and mediumship? Full blown like flower, day, ray, may, nay, say, day, be. So basically, all you need to know in Gaelic, it means it's so like flowery with like power that you can't actually like do like a done on research. Like it like regenerates new. That is what we were allowed to know. That's why it's persnickety, it's particular, it's like everything that needs to be there. That's why there's high guidelines. Now, when I have to say be careful and go as far as like you get to a block to a degree, you go to the Seven of Swords. There is like ill theft there to a degree when you talk about lore, and you say Three of Wands, like it's foreseen already. They catch winds. So when they catch winds, I have to say there's something else there. When you see the Three of Pentacles, there is a lot of apprentice and teamwork. When you see the Strength card, you go, there it is, really, really strong. Greed, they'll tell you right off the bat, no. Then all of a sudden, there's something of like really beautiful, like masking, proper masculine energy. There's something about feminine energy when you see this and you see the Queen of Swords that sits well with logic, everything. And then all of a sudden something else comes out and you go Queen of Pentacles. I feel it's like natives sit there. They all have like a committee, like normal, just like normal. They communicate at certain times of the day and all of it, like normal daily life. They like love to sit and like chit chat, and they love like going for it, like go farther. So when you go and you see this Eight of Cups and you see this woman and the way she's walking on the beach, and you've got the fireball right there, it's like a turning point and it's a walking away. When you see this Ace of Cups and you go, you actually have to trust that you have to do certain things, because certain things are terms. So when you go to terms there, you go 3 months, 9 months, and like 13, you're done. You're done. Like you gotta like cap it. And so it's like a new emotional beginning. All of a sudden, like you almost have to like set yourself already like for the done. And when you already are like for the done, after you've done your research and you're done with your community and everything like that, then you have to go into a pause. When you go into a pause, that hangman, you're not to see where you're going at all. And I go, there it is. right there, right there, right there. This is what we were talking about, underground patriot movement. There was like this like old lore of like a chicken past of someone who does like hoodoo, voodoo, and juju. When you do a chicken past and you do like this partnership to get like something done, you go. It really wasn't like skillful. It was like straight on out. But then you go. Now we're going to like a roundabout. So when I see this, money, 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 everything is like good. Everything is good. People are drawn there. Like people are drawn there. So let's go back to the Aurora Borealis. Why is it? It's like for now, and that means it's bad luck. Bad luck. If you've got issues with like the sea life and like the algae, and then it comes up and it's in the Aurora Borealis and it comes down because you can see the northern lights and it goes over many states over through Canada. There's something about bad luck. There it is. It hurts. Three swords. She's crying. Comes in fast. Wind currents and all natural elements. So we're talking about we're gonna go into the cold moon and not to give like so much out because we're gonna have to like space and pace it out. But basically, when I see the cold moon and I see where the way it is today is December 2nd, and then you see December 4th for that cold full moon. I'd have to say it's more like a black moon with a black bear. When you see this and you see the King of Cups, highly attuned. So when you're there, I would have to say holistic care is best. Then do actual like holistic. So holistic with a W. So that's alternative methods of therapy. So it could be Reiki. It could be cranial psychotherapy. It could be, I don't think anyone would do well with medical marijuana there. Just with the way that the natural elements is. There's something about the lungs of the type of retainment that makes it solid. When you see this and you see the 8 of Wands, communication is so fast to the wind. When you see something that grows there, it's heavily monitored by the FBI. So when you see this and you see the 7 of Cups, I'd have to say test it, test it, test it, test it, confirm every which way in form and through articles. Like I said, it is a psychic medium and take what resonates with you. So when I see this and I see the 7 of Cups in reverse, I go, there really is no figuring it out when you get there. It's pretty straight on out. Pretty clear, cut, and dry if you're a researcher there. All right. Let's go a little bit in like history with it. Antarctica. When you see this and you see the Queen of Roses in reverse, I see like Wizard of Oz. When you see this and you see the light of the world in reverse, there's no like lantern like Paul Revere. I see the Queen of Horses and balance in your energies. The karmic trench. I have to say, karmic trench, like fourfold. Queen of Scrolls, like highly documented on a fourfold, like it would fall in a September, October. I seen through eyes. When you see birth of plane, like Earth's plane, and I actually see like people like graphics. When I see the willow tree, like all of a sudden they're like, they turn around, they're like, wait a minute, and then all of a sudden there's gang. Something about gang. So I'd have to say, like, whatever they catch there, whatever they research and grow there as part of like how life like still lives on there. Like when it talks about journey, Everything is about a journey. When you see this and you see waterfall, there's something about the water and the icebergs there and the waterfall. And when you see this and you see setting your course, it sets your way. Like it sets you like it's not even off the beaten path. When you see this and you see Uriel and the Sphinx, it's like taking me right back down to Egypt. You go back in time. You literally go back in time. All right. The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time, straight off the bat, again, confirmed. Energetic sovereignty, observing what is not yours. Absolutely. You got to put up your guard and you protect with it. It's like the energy is making me look at like what else I got in there. I got to say, after this, we'll look at the crystal quartz. Here we go. Cosmic art, devotion, potency. Everything is strong there. You only need a little bit. Like it's an adventure. Like you say, you have to be willing to say yes to change. When you see this and you go activation, integration, all of a sudden you're just thrown in. When you see this and you see cosmic ancestors, see the light by staying grounded. Yep. You got to be grounded in reality. Multifaceted, unique nature, and let yourself be seen. You go, yep. You got to let yourself know who you are. And when you say action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Yes. Yeah. I feel like people grow their intuition and their instinct there. So they come back and they're really hard. It's not so much of that shock where they crack open and they go haywire. All of a sudden they're there. They're good. So when I see this cracked open rock bottom surrendered alchemy of life, potentially if they're not well enrooted. When you see this and you say pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature, they make you slow down there. When you say, wait, it's not time yet, things are being woven, you actually do see it. Look at how this woman is in the cosmos, sitting in that picture. And you sit and you go, like, it's truly like it's the universe that dictates, highly dictates. So sometimes the universe does say that. So when it applies and it goes towards Antarctica, is impedance must and most to be one of be of thee. So meaning that it actually means that you must be one, nothing above, nothing within. You must show your true self. You must not be like dictated or words in your mouth. You must do like a lot of things known and well, but you have to go about it on your own. Meaning this in plain simple language, like it's your own research, is what you know there, like of your own self, what of your own self. When you see this and you see the great severing, Mars, anger, conflict, I feel like people actually realize what is true, potentially, of like epiphanies, and they get angry. So it really goes to show also when you say this card, the energy of it is soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Fated, like you go there and fate actually does just take you there. It's not written, all of a sudden they just show up. So I do hear like, as far as the law goes there, it is like normal, like general statutes and jurisdiction as it plays out on what is there of whatever country is there. but it's really highly dictated by the universal laws, the 12. So it really goes, I mean, if anyone knows constitutional law, at least as it is here in the United States, it's dictated by the universal laws. And so when you actually look at the laws and through the addendum and the referendum, that it should be in alignment with it. So when you actually look at the general statutes, everything should be fine when you actually like put it into play. So when you look at it and you go, no, no, sure, should, could, you go, there really was something like about like uploading and downloading. And I feel like they become highly spiritual there also. Like, oh gosh, what else? What else? What else? What else? It's like firm direct core. Like they're so hard. They're so hard. I'm seeing a picture of this. Like this. Like they're like if you're windblown. To where they're like that all their pictures like they're all smiling the same. That's how hard the wind blows there. Like what else are you gonna do? So with that being said, that's all we're gonna say. A like, a share, a comment is greatly appreciated. Leave any questions or concerns right in the chat or right through an email or right through the conversation post, and we will talk to you soon. And that's all we got to say about Antarctica. Have a good day.